Yo, what's going on, guys? Arekkz here. Welcome back to another video for Monster Hunter Rise. And in this one, I want to bring you some new gameplay, this time in the Flooded Forest, and we're fighting a Bishaten. Now, if you guys caught the gameplay of the hunt that we uploaded this weekend, then you'll know that was a Kezu hunt, and that was in the Frost Islands. If you haven't seen it, be sure to check it out over on the channel, alongside all the other stuff we uploaded, like the interview, and of course some of the other stuff you might have missed around Kimura Village. We've got plenty of stuff to share. Again, massive shout out to Capcom for providing this gameplay to me, because again, we can't necessarily go to events right now and go hands-on with the game, so instead they sent me some gameplay so that I can share it with you guys. Now, as I said in the last video, as per the rules of being able to upload this, I do need to give you guys some VO. I will let some of this just sort of play out and you can kind of sort of hear different segments, but I'm basically just going to talk through some of this hunt. We'll also jump forward a little bit because there's only so much I'm allowed to upload. I can't upload like the entire hunt because they took a little while. They took about 25 minutes to hunt this monster, so we're going to jump forward and backward. But to begin with, this of course is your look at Flooded Forest. Also, if you guys haven't seen the images we posted the other day, then don't forget, with Rise coming out, obviously you're playing on your Switch. If you want a sweet, stylish case to look after your console, keep it nice and safe, and of course store your games, then definitely check out the case that we made ourselves. We made this, by the way. I'm just sorry, I'm just going to interrupt because the hunters basically walk into a destination. Not a lot's happening on screen. I just want you guys to know, we went through a long process to make this. I'm super proud of it. You know, I've never done something like this before. We went through, we made a case, we got it molded, we got it custom designed, everything, and we're selling this. So if you guys want to buy it, then I'll link the endgame store down below. We also have like clothing that we sell on there as well. You guys might like it. If you like techwear, streetwear, or you just like cool stuff, then definitely check it out. But either way, we ship internationally, so that's my little spiel. That's my own thing. It's not even an ad because it's my own company, right? But anyway, that to one side. Let's jump back to the gameplay. I gotta say, just like being back in the Flooded Forest is really cool, right? I haven't seen this map for a while, and obviously this is sort of the reimagining, so to speak. It's sort of Flooded Forest from a different direction or different sort of angle, so to speak. But it is really cool. You know, I mean, I know it's still the sort of muted, muddy color palette of sort of the foresty areas, but I do like it. And again, you know, they've shown this off in the gameplay. We saw this in the Frost Islands gameplay, and we saw it in this one. There is 100% always a reason to kind of go off the beaten track because, you know, you find the spirit birds, you find the endemic life, and kind of just, you know, I like how they've done that in the maps. They sort of give you reasons to explore. In previous games, once you kind of get to the point where you know the map, you're like, unless I'm farming, I'm not really going to go anywhere, but I can see myself in Rise definitely exploring a lot more. This one's an interesting one. Just going to jump in here quickly. You can see there, that is the Gigana. That's one of the endemic life on this map. We didn't see that one in the Shrine Ruins, but for those ones, when you feed them raw meat, you just kind of throw it to them, then they basically create like a damage trap in that location. They do hurt both hunters and monsters, so that is, of course, something you need to kind of keep in mind, but it's kind of cool. You know, it gives you almost like another use for raw meat, right? You can just throw it around, and I mean, I expect there are limited uses for it, but throwing that down, especially if you happen to sort of pair it or position it when a monster is down, it's just some extra damage, which is kind of cool. But just quickly, kind of just talking about Bishaten, I love this fight. This is really, really cool because behavior-wise, it's just another one of those sort of wacky monsters. It stands on its tail very much like, I forgot the name. You know, I always forget the name. A little insight into kind of recording these videos. Sometimes when you're recording this live and you're trying to remember names, it just escapes you. Anyway, the green Jaggy from Generations, the bounce on its tail, basically. You guys can post it in the comments down below. You'll remember it. I'll remember it after I've done this. Anyway, the way he stands on his tail, very cool. But what I like about him is he's sort of got that unpredictable nature to him again, where a lot of his moves, he's kind of got these sort of fake out moves where it looks like he's about to attack and then he sort of spins around and does sort of break dance moves and stuff. He is a wacky monster. Pair that with the fact that he's sort of throwing these different fruit and stuff. Honestly, I just really like him. This isn't good. that's another interesting thing to note. Obviously, you know, we know that Bishaten throws fruit around, and you can of course now see from that gameplay that if you get hit by the purple fruit, it does actually inflict poison. It's got kind of like a little sort of flash move it can perform later on as well to sort of blind you. But yeah, it's worth noting, you know, different fruit, different behaviors. I haven't been able to quite yet work out what the orange fruit does, just because in the gameplay, you know, that I've seen so far, they typically seem to dodge the orange fruit. You know, if I had to hazard a guess based on colour alone, maybe something like defense down, or maybe like a stamina sort of, you know, down or something like that. Just one of those kind of status effects more so. But yeah, if you get hit by the purple fruit, then poison is going to be the thing you have to deal with. So that's quite interesting. Just to oh, there we go. Hunter gets hit again. Poor hammer user. He's always getting picked on. But anyway, yes, yeah. So that's a cool component to him. He's definitely he's got some wacky moves as well. Those breakdance moves are they're just wild. In that situation, obviously the hunter that was playing didn't actually get to ride in the back of Bishaten, but we can see from some of the Wyvern riding moves that we've sort of been able to identify so far, his typical sort of spinning breakdance tail swipe move is one of the moves that you can perform. If I had to hazard a guess, I'd probably assume that's like the X move. I would highly imagine you can probably throw fruit while you're in the back of him as well, so it'll be interesting to see if you do happen to throw purple fruit on, say, the monsters, whether you can also inflict poison with them in the same way that, you know, obviously on the back of Eardrome right now, you can put out the poison cloud to poison other target monsters. So I'm guessing through the sort of fruit throw may well be a component for Bishaten. But since the hunter got knocked off in the last one, we didn't actually quite get to see that one just yet. But yeah, I mean, this is mayhem right now. You know, Royal Ludroth is here, obviously on the back of Eardrome, and Bishaten getting kicked around in the corner. Also, just worth calling out here, you can see over on the left the hunter with the heavy bowgun going into the Wyvern snipe mode. Obviously from the demo we got access to Wyvern Heart, which is like the machine gun, but just interesting to sort of see them, like, you know, lie prone down on the ground, getting ready for that Wyvern snipe position. So confirmation that that is also making a return. We also get to see in this situation here, the hunter actually using a Felvine for the Palico. We actually haven't seen sort of Felvine. I mean, you know, they used to kind of take form of either items or bombs. In the past, you would typically use Felvine bombs as a means to just like launch you through areas. The actual Felvine item used to be a thing that you could carry to basically make it so Melixes stole that instead. Quite what it does for the Palico, it looks, based on the animation, like some kind of sort of buff. You know, you basically, he's got a little flashing icon you can see right now, the actual Felvine icon. He had a sort of power-up stance as well. So whether it's sort of a attack focus thing or, you know, amplifies some other kind of ability, we'll of course have to wait and see. But seeing that in action, it's kind of cool. That was actually a pretty cool move. I don't know if you guys kind of caught that one, but we've seen Bishaten a lot of the time throw fruit from his hands. But in this situation, he started to throw it into his tail, because his tail, of course, is also like a claw. So it's quite cool the way that he can basically just like throw that around. And it seemed like he then basically made like a bigger AoE. When you think about when he throws the fruit, it kind of creates this sort of condensed poison cloud. Meanwhile, when he did it with the tail, it created this quite sizable cloud, sort of cloud on the ground. So, you know, that's kind of something else you need to watch out for. Not only is he going to be throwing fruit, you also want to sort of see how he's using it, because I'd be willing to bet if you got caught by that big tail slam in that cloud, it's probably going to do a fair amount of damage. So, yeah, definitely one to look out for.
Just getting started.
Another sort of fun little observation here, you can sort of see that now that Bishaten's starting to get weak, obviously he's you know, moving a lot slower, moving away and sort of running to try and recoup his health. Often, as we've sort of seen with other monsters, they'll often go away and, you know, try and eat things, or eat other monsters, eat, you know, vegetation. And in this situation, you can of course see he's just sitting here, just snacking on, I'm going to call it mangoes because it's orange fruit, right? He's just snacking on his mangoes as a means to probably regain some stamina and, you know, get ready to be back in the fight. But for the time being, that is pretty much it. I'm going to let you guys watch a little bit more gameplay to sort of round out this this hunt. One thing to also keep an eye out for at the very end of the hunt, there's actually a cool new feature, sort of like a communication feature between hunters, where not only can you obviously share emotes and stuff, but you can actually send like a like to a particular person. So, you know, it brings up this UI, and you'll see this at the end once they defeat Bishaten, but you can basically bring up this UI and kind of give somebody a like. I assume it's just a fun sort of, you know, thing you can do in conversation. I don't imagine there's actually any sort of benefit to it. Also, one thing just kind of add here very quickly, you can actually sort of see now he's starting to throw some fruit that is actually located around the ground, so you can physically go around and pick it up. So in different situations, he's, you know, like it's quite interesting to sort of see how his behavior varies. You know, in the very early play stages, he's just throwing fruit out left, right, and center. Then in the sort of mid-tier stage, he starts sort of putting the fruit into his tail and slamming down. And now it's almost like as he's getting more and more tired, maybe the throws are becoming less and less potent because he's just throwing things and almost dropping them on the ground. So, you know, the fact that you can go around and pick up these different fruits is actually quite interesting. That kind of weird dance he was sort of doing around as well is funny. Yeah, this guy's behavior is crazy. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to leave you guys with some gameplay just to watch this now. Yeah, check out that sort of communication thing at the end. And of course, be sure to keep it locked because there is some more stuff. You know, there's a few more things I want to talk about. So I've got some more Rise videos planned this week. And next week, of course, is the big event, which I cannot wait to check out. Some more streams, some more information. It's going to be pretty hype. But hope you guys have been enjoying the coverage so far. Be sure to keep it locked. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.
trap!
If you want to catch more from us at Arekkz Gaming, don't forget you can catch the guys 269, Paradise Central and Investmore streaming over on Twitch weekdays, playing a variety of games. If you guys want to jump in, tune in, watch and even join in, then make sure you check them out. The links to those are in the description box down below, and of course you can join the Discord to get involved in all of the discussions.